Hello and welcome to the Flying the Coop podcast. We are a bunch of individuals united by common interests that have come together to review, discuss, and mostly fight about our favorite content on the internet. I am Floppy, or Floppy Disk Repairman.
I'm Brendan. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, thank you.
Listen to that round of applause.
I'm joined here by a ton of my little best friends in the world. I'm here with Hammer Machinimas.
Yep, I'm here. I make stuff.
Continue the train, please.
Packy.
That's me. I'm that guy. That's what I do. Who's our caboose?
My name is Ray. If you perceive me, I might explode. And when I was telling my roommate about this podcast, she looked at me and said, "So, you mean to tell me you're watching Rooster Teeth with the cast of Rooster Teeth, basically?" And I said, "Yeah, 4 white guys."
Yeah.
Yep, we're all the same.
Ray, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Stellar intro. You said your name, you said a fun little thing, you said something about yourself. That was great. Everyone else.
I forgot my pronouns.
Everyone else did great too. Oh, go ahead. Finish it up.
My pronouns are they, them. And if you call me anything other than they, them, I will find your address, just like I did with every member of this podcast.
There you go. I think the best way to start a new podcast is by threatening the audience. They will do it.
It's called charisma.
Yep.
Did you say that's called autism?
Oh,
I said charisma, but
I thought you said autism, and I'm like, yeah, that adds up, I guess.
Yeah, diagnosis out the gate. Every bitch here has autism.
What?
We are all fans of Rooster Teeth, so, you know.
exactly.
No!
We are all fans of Rooster Teeth, which, I mean, it definitely should count in the DSM.
I wouldn't call myself a fan of Rooster Teeth. I'm more like convict of Rooster Teeth. Like, I'm forced to be here. This is not a choice.
I mean, I wonder that sometimes, like this week, 100% Eat and Good Morning from Hell did like a collab. Hearing Chris, Blaine, Jordan, and Michael all talking together, again, was so jarring, and I just couldn't help but feel like, did they definitely want to all get together and do this? Or are they like, hey guys, we have to do more of this Rooster Teeth stuff?
That definitely, I haven't watched it yet, but that definitely piqued my interest a little bit in how they titled it with the, canceled Rooster Teeth project or something like that.
They titled it what?
It's titled like canceled Rooster Teeth project or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah, to give you the loose lore, they filmed there was something that was filmed with apparently a lot of different projects at Rooster Teeth. Some of it involved 100% Eat pairing up with Good Morning from Hell, and so they ended up shifting and canceling the whole thing. So they got their footage back and I guess edited some of it and threw commentary over it. So it is a canceled Rooster Teeth show.
I mean, at this point, if you're that low in your bank account, just let us know. We'll go fund you.
We will? Who's this we?
Rooster Teeth fans will absolutely not. We watched the end of the company. Them going, $4.99 for all the shows I want to watch? No thanks.
I'm
I
good.
think the trauma of Rooster Teeth ending took all my money. Rooster Teeth ended and held me at gunpoint the entire time. I have Stockholm Syndrome now.
Well, it works out because now we all pay, $80 a month to watch them all. Or, maybe just me.
I mean, that's how we all kind of go back to the classics anyway, because the classics are still the classics, and the new stuff can be the new stuff, but there's comfort in the classics.
Well, you say classics. I assume you're segueing us into the Strangerhood.
Oh, absolutely. Do you guys want to hear me? Listen, we revealed my autism diagnosis. I can info dump. So the Strangerhood is the best damn company collab you've ever seen in your entire goddamn life. And it looks like shit.
And before people think we're making a joke, haha, the Strangerhood, like Ray did, 13 years ago. No, this is actually episode 4.
Ray, by the way.
Oh, yes, Ray Narvaez Jr. This is actually our 4th episode we've recorded. The first 3 were reviewing the Strangerhood. And it was a lot of chemistry tests.
So good.
And now we have what we have. 5 enterprising individuals. But we're not going to watch the Strangerhood. We're not going to release those.
I call them the prequels because we love Star Wars around here.
I refuse to talk about Star Wars with you anymore.
I'll call them the prequels now, too. Instead of the Strangerhood, we decided to go with another classic, probably their second best show they ever made, Red versus Blue.
Never heard of it.
We have a lot of unique viewpoints here. Brendan, going to be our supplemental content czar. He's got a lot of get up and go. He knows Red versus Blue like the back of his hand and has a lot of strong opinions and remembers most of season 1 by memory, is my understanding.
Mm-hmm. This is all true. I should point it out. It helps. I did rewatch seasons 1 through 10, maybe a month ago, maybe. But yeah, I do. I remember. I've rewatched season 1. I mean, I swear to God, probably 10, 11 times since 2014. So
What about the entire show?
What do we count as the entire show? Like up until one point?
Everything.
Then never, and I never will watch the entire show.
Wait, what are we in now? How long is Red versus Blue? I'm getting scared.
Technically season 20.
But
Technically 20.
the truth is, to any sane individual here, Red versus Blue ends definitively 100% at 13, and to a lot of people at 10. It just kind of depends which ending you prefer, 10 or 13.
I feel like they just announced the new Shrek movie. Like, what do you mean there's more? What more do you have to say? Why are there 20 seasons?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
One last thing that we haven't mentioned that is also true of two of our podcast members. They have very unique opinions because they came into the world after the towers fell.
Wait, the towers fell?
Like Brendan, you just heard from.
Wait, which towers?
The towers fell.
I was there when Rooster
the two
Teeth
big
moved from
ones.
stage 4 to stage 5 and got rid of 636. Are those the towers we're talking about?
I mean, that's about equal to 9/11, to be honest. Like, they're both pretty tragic. I mean,
But so Brendan, yeah, he'll have a lot of post 9/11 opinions about Red versus Blue, but also so will Hammer. He also has his own Machinima series, or several, I think, right?
Technically, this is the first multi-episode thing.
Multi-episode thing. Okay, so Hammer's going to give us a lot of technical stuff. Brendan's going to give us technical stuff, but all of their opinions are post 9/11. So just remember that when they say something and don't be too hard on them. And then, of course, audio engineer extraordinaire Packy, seasoned veteran like me of Red versus Blue. Love most of it.
Mhm.
So, Brendan, can you tell me how many times have you watched episode 1 of Red versus Blue?
oh god. Okay, little fun fact about me. I recreated episode 1 through 10 in Halo 2 Anniversary back in 2015.
Coming from the guy who said he doesn't have autism?
They were pretty cool. It taught me a lot about directing, actually. Anyways, sorry. I've probably seen episode 1 35 times.
That's very specific.
35. Okay. Next up, Hammer, how many times have you seen episode 1 of Red versus Blue?
Well, I've seen the entire show more than 10 times.
Okay. Packy, how many times have you watched episode 1?
A lot. Is that a good number?
Give me an estimate. More, over, under 50?
Over.
What?
Over.
Wait,
Okay.
No
50?
shot.
So over 50?
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought we were talking about my age or something.
You're 39.
It's not how I feel.
It's it starts to go faster towards the end.
Probably under 50 because there was a very significant portion of my life where that was like my fall asleep show. So I would just like started on season 1 until I fell asleep.
Wow, so many great answers establishing a long storied history with Red versus Blue. Oh, how could I forget? Ray, how many times have you watched episode 1?
I have refrained from watching this show my entire life. I gave it a good college try at one point when it was still on Netflix, probably back in 2015-16. Turned it on my TV, and I enjoyed it so little that I cleaned my room as a 17-year-old.
Definitely autistic.
Fuck you!
Audience, it's been fun having Ray on the podcast. I think it's great. So is it fair to say this is the second time you've watched Red versus Blue?
This is the second time I've watched Red versus Blue, and the first time that I've actually been enticed to pay attention.
Oh.
How much of Red versus Blue have you watched up to?
So when I was cleaning my room as a 17-year-old, doing everything that I could to ignore the fact that Red versus Blue was on my TV, it was uploaded to Netflix episodically with the seasons as like basically one episode, so it was auto-playing. Mm-hmm. And I believe that I got to some point in season 3. I could not tell you who any of the characters were. I could not tell you what happened in season 3. That happened to me in the same way that watching Supernatural takes over your entire life.
Fair enough.
I have a follow-up question. In the effort of preventing any potential spoilers for you, how much of the story are you aware of?
I know that there is a red team and a blue team, and it's called Blood Gulch Chronicles.
Okay.
That's a good start.
They're in a box canyon, and I learned watching episode 1 that Caboose is blue and he is not Griff, which I did not know previously.
You're summarizing really fast, Ray. I mean, you're skipping all the big plot points
What plot
of
points?
episode 1. How about you tell us, your second time ever watching Red versus Blue, episode 1, why are we here? What happens?
So at one point, there's 2 guys, couldn't tell you their names. Wait, one of them is named Griff, and the other one is not named Sarge, but he is voiced by Gus Sorolla. Simmons?
There you go.
Yeah, Simmons.
Simmons, there you go. Nailed it.
And Simmons looks at my baby darling Jeff Ramsey and goes, "Do you ever wonder why we're here?" And Jeff experiences ego death akin to what I experienced scrolling through Tumblr at 13. To which his great friend is like, "Do you want to talk about that? Like, are you good? That is not what I meant at all." Which also happened to me on Tumblr at 13.
My God.
And then we meet the blue guys, and one of them is named Caboose, and one of them is named Church.
Nope.
Not Caboose.
Not yet.
Not episode
Not
one.
Caboose. I was wondering. Ray said Caboose is blue from episode 1. I was like,
Here,
I
I need to read my notes to you. My notes for this episode are as follows. They have an intro question mark on episode 1 question mark. This is better than we are. And then
Oh, there you go.
and then Tex is hot. And then all caps, Caboose is blue question mark. I thought he was the orange one.
All right.
And then Griff and Caboose are not the same person. And then I'm Church. I frequently tell my friends I hate them.
That's accurate.
And that is what I took away
Okay,
from this
that's
episode.
fair. Ray brings up something, and audience, I swear, don't worry. The rest of us like Red versus Blue.
I enjoyed my time.
And I have a sneaking suspicion. Okay, well, that's okay. We got a tease. Ray brings up an interesting point, though, that some eagle-eyed audience members probably, or I guess eagle-eared, owl-eared, bat-eared audience
Rooster-eared.
members would have heard. How did everyone, like, which version did people watch? Because it sounds like Ray watched the new one that had an intro at the beginning.
That was like half the damn episode.
Is that how everybody did it?
I've seen different versions, but for this, I went episode by episode on the website.
If you're talking about the remasters versus the originals, which, Ray, do you know that the version you watched is not the original Red versus Blue?
Absolutely not.
Fascinating.
Yeah, so fun fact. Basically, the original Red vs. Blue was filmed on the OG Halo, obviously. And the original Halo, there was no way to get rid of, like, the little, what's it called?
The
Like,
crosshair, or the gun,
crosshair,
too.
yeah. So the original Red vs. Blue is, like, in this tiny little aspect ratio. And it's like, horrendous to watch. I'm going to see if I can find a screenshot.
Like worse than Letterbox.
That's how I watched it. It's still pretty rough to watch because, Ray, think about like any FPS, the whole HUD was in the way. Like they didn't edit that out. They just put black bars
Wait,
over
I have a
it.
note about this.
So you were watching.
Yeah, they just had to crop it out, basically.
Yeah, so they just cropped it. And so you're really only seeing like it's like you're playing an FPS with like a goggles on.
That's how I watched these episodes that we watched for this, like not the whole 9 episodes, but the first episode I watched in the original aspect ratio, and I was like squinting really hard. Then I put on my glasses and I was still squinting, and it's rough in that really low resolution, but it still has a certain charm to it that I like.
It does.
Oh my god, this unlocked a memory, chat.
Uh-oh.
I actually
Ooh,
have
here we
seen
go.
Red vs. Blue episode. Y'all are chat. I actually have seen Red vs. Blue episode 1 on the original Rooster Teeth site in 2010. My older brother sat me down in our father and stepmother's basement as he played Halo on his Xbox 360 and said, "Watch this, it's really funny." And I sat down and he turned on Red vs. Blue, and I thought it was so fucking boring that I watched 3 episodes to make him think that I'd given it an old college try, said I hated it, and then went upstairs to play with my cat.
So there you go. So now this is your third time watching through, and you pretty much nailed episode 1. We got some guys up on a cliff, ego death, and then 2 other blue guys watching through a sniper
Which
rifle.
are named Church and Tucker.
Which are named Church.
Yeah, Tucker was the other one.
So, Brendan, take us through episode 2. Red gets a delivery.
Yes, Red gets a delivery. In my opinion, I prefer this episode much more over to episode 1. This is where you get some of the most iconic jokes. Basically, Red gets delivery. It's all about how Sarge got some stuff from Command. And this is where we first see Lopez, who's just driving the vehicle, and just he's name dropped. He doesn't speak yet, obviously. And yeah, basically this is where we get an entire debate about, does the warthog look like a warthog? Does it look like a pig? Because it has tusks, and walrus have tusks. And yeah, that's literally the episode, and we get a little bit more from Tucker and Church, who get into the you can't pick up chicks in a tank, which of course, in my opinion, you definitely can, but whatever. And yeah, that's literally the episode.
It's such a solid, like, there's a long I think, is it after the walrus line where Sarge just goes, "You're making that up"?
Yeah.
There's that long pause where he's like, Sarge is contemplating, like, animals that he knows, and for some reason, walrus is not in the list of animals Sarge knows.
Like, but Chupa thingy is.
Dude,
Chupa thingy is.
The Chupa thingy.
The line of, like, you see these two toe hooks, they look like tusks. And what kind of animal has tusks? And it goes a pause, and then you just hear, a walrus. Didn't I just tell you to stop making up animals? That joke always gets me. I think that is so funny.
This is the first episode that got a good laugh out of me, but I will say my note about this episode is, okay, the animal bit with church got me, and then I crossed out church and wrote Sarge.
But the blue team did have their own version of the animal bit, right? Because they were looking at it and they're like, it looks kind of like a big cat of some kind. What, like a puma?
Well, yeah, man, there you go.
So my one little fun fact about this episode is that it is what they used to advertise Red versus Blue on a clip for a show called Unscrewed with Martin Sargent. You can go find that on YouTube. It's from late 2003, I think, after they finished season 1, maybe early 2004. They hadn't even started season 2 yet. But it's a pretty funny interview. Bernie's kind of explaining what Red versus Blue is to kind of their audience. And then Jeff Fink, at the time, because he hadn't changed his name yet.
Wow, just detonated.
He was, because it's definitely a Jeff that we will become used to, but the audience fell in love with pretty quickly. He kind of played up the whole, like, stoner drunk guy.
I think they even talk about it.
It fit the vibe of them and was such a good advertisement for Bernie and Jeff's relationship later, but we wouldn't see it for years outside of Red versus Blue. So then, Packy, the Reds have a car. The Blues still have a sniper.
Yeah.
Episode 3 is called The Rookies.
This episode is the introduction of probably my favorite character. I mean, okay, sure. I want to say Tucker's probably, like, up there as one of my favorites, but I think Private Donut is probably just my guy.
What a hilarious name. Like,
Double O Donut.
Like Donut?
Yeah, he's the rookie on the red base. He comes in full-fledged red armor, which is always kind of weird to see at first. It's like, wait, that's not Donut. Oh, wait, yeah, okay, introductions, yeah. We get Donut over there, and they can't believe him for having such a silly name. They send him on a bit of a hazing ritual to go get, headlight fluid and
elbow grease
from the store and stuff like that. The cut over to the blue base now introduces us to Caboose delivering such a great line about when they're talking about their tank and how Church has a girlfriend back home, and then Caboose gets to deliver the line of my dad always told me why go out for steak when you can have the cow at home? Is that how that line goes?
Why go out for steak when you can have the cow at home?
I love that. Did you just call my girlfriend a cow?
No, I think he called her a slut. That line from Tucker is like, that's like the start of Tucker being the Tucker that I love so much.
I'm also so glad we let Packy just get through that one on his own. You have the steak at home. Wait, why buy the steak when you can get the cow at home? That's if we ever have a T-shirt.
I said it backwards, didn't I?
It was, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free?
The milk for free. That's what it is. Oh my God! I swear I've seen this show.
I'm so happy you brought that up of your own volition, because my note for this episode is, oh wow, misogyny. I'm going to make the men discuss this, and that is a threat.
A super relatable moment for me. I work in an office, and I feel like this kind of thing happens all the time. It's Tucker and Church talking about, dating, and they're talking about their own thing. And then that's when Caboose just butts in with, I'm never going to get married. Mm-hmm. And they both just kind of turn and look at him. It's like, dude, like, we're not talking. Go away. And, it's like...
There was one thing that I had in my notes that I almost forgot about. Back on the red base, when Simmons did his impression of Sarge, crush you like a tomato can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The one note I had from that I thought was really funny. I was watching this last night on YouTube. I was eating something that had a lot of like crunchy head noises to it, right? So I couldn't hear the dialogue, so I turned the captioning on. Funny enough, the caption actually says Simmons doing a terrible Sarge impersonation, and then the line.
Significance of the Vegas quadrant.
Which, if I know my lore correctly, is a reference to real life situation with Vegas where Gus was being Gus.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, it was an RTIA.
Well, yeah, I
and
think
from the
they
podcast.
explained it later on. Yeah, but like, if I remember, didn't Gus like get out of their car and start walking or something?
He did. He said he didn't want to go to Vegas, and they were in LA, and Bernie kept saying, let's drive to Vegas, let's drive to Vegas. And Gus said, if you say Vegas one more time, I'm getting out of this van. And so Bernie said, what? You're really going to get out of the car if I say Vegas? To just say Vegas one more time? And then Gus said, well, he said Vegas. I got to get out now. So he got out, walked out of the street into a rough neighborhood in LA, and then he went back to the hotel and famously wrote a note, see you in Austin, assholes. And so a couple fun things about that story. It was his first time ever meeting Matt. And that was the first time that they saw each other and would see each other until they got back together for Red versus Blue. But also, they talked about on Anma that if you watch The Big Lebowski, there is a moment where Walter pulls up in a car and behind him is a Del Taco. That is the exact spot where Gus got out of the car. Huh. Anybody wants to go watch The Big Lebowski for a weird reason? I've already done it.
Hey, we don't bad talk The Big Lebowski now.
There's something about Gus.
There's something about Gus?
There's something about Gus where I've never doubted his ability to commit to a bit. Or really just commit to anything. That man has commitment in spades. The only person I think that rivals his commitment is Bernie, because Bernie just likes being evil. And I would love to grow up and be a Bernie, and I'm still waiting to find my Gus.
And, it's funny that you say that, because...
Maybe it's one of us.
There you go.
It's Bobby.
I don't want to be the Gus. So... The funny thing about you saying that, Ray, is that, and I'm sure maybe someone was going to get to this soon, that it has been said over and over again that like some of these shots were extremely hard to get. They would set it up, they'd get everything ready, and then mostly Jason Saldana, the voice of Tucker, would just lob a grenade into the middle of it just because he thought it was hilarious. And it would blow up everything they had set up. Boy, like, I know in the moment it probably wasn't funny, only for Jason, but like 20 years later, that's hilarious.
That's real Gavin energy before Gavin existed.
It's real Gavin energy.
Well, it existed in Rooster Teeth, I should say. He was alive as a person. But
Ray, in this episode 4, we get introduced to the flag. What's the significance of the flag?
From what I understand of the flags is... Cadet, I just want to call him the baby red one. He was told to go get elbow grease and headlight fluid, and I was like, oh my god, the Gavin headlight fluid joke wasn't a fucking joke. He was dumb enough to fucking believe that was real. That's crazy. So my baby boy Red, who was wearing the standard issue red armor, goes over to the blue base after the blue base men are very mean to their blue baby, and they were like, hey blue baby, go fuck yourself, go stand by the flag. Except they were lying to him, because the babies get lied to in this show. So the blue baby is standing by the flag waiting for somebody important to come by, and the red baby is trying to find the store. So the red baby talks to the blue baby, and they have a crazy miscommunication, as babies are wont to do. And the red baby takes the flag from the blue base, and then once the important blue men realize the folly that happened and the error of their ways, being mean to a literal toddler, they're like, oh shit, because now a baby has their flag. And that is bad, because from what I know of this Halo game, watching my brother play it on a computer when I was 7, it's a capture the flag game.
There you go. And if you're at home wondering, is Floppy giving Ray all of the important story episodes to explain? It wasn't the plan, but it's working out really well. So
yeah, no, that's the best explanation I've ever heard of that episode.
They're just babies.
Then Brendan, so the flag's gone.
So Donut takes the flag. And fun fact about the reason that Donut has red armor, I mean, besides the idea that they set this up for the joke that later happens on that I won't spoil it is because obviously back in Halo 1, you could not film a red and like orange guy or a blue and a pink guy together. You had to be red and blue if you wanted the flag in the scene. So all the flag scenes are filmed on a separate game, which sounds like a nightmare.
That's
Yeah,
right.
sounds like a
Fascinating.
nightmare film. So to tell you this straight, he gave this guy their flag, and that's just not bad. I mean, next time he comes over, they should just blow up the whole goddamn base. So yeah, Donut has the flag. Church, Tucker, and Caboose up there, and they're looking through the sniper rifle, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And then another thing I love is Donut is now like, "Oh god, I'm lost. Where's the base?" And then
Right after they're saying this guy must be the smartest guy ever.
yeah, well, that explains how he got through our defenses. And then they're like, "Oh great, now he's taunting us." That's just embarrassing. I love the delivery of season 1 dialogue. It's very different because it's before
so
all
good.
these characters are really well established. So you get this dialogue that's a little bit more grounded and down to earth. And it's just a lot, like, I don't want to say it's better or worse. It's just way funnier to me because the way he goes, "Oh, great. Now he's taunting us." That's just embarrassing. Basically, then they have this very silly discussion where Church and Tucker are like, "Okay, Caboose, you stay back here at the base. Me and Tucker, we're going to go through the teleporter and get the flag back." And then it is revealed that Tucker's like, I'm not going through that freaking green goo. And Church is like, "Why?" And apparently they had sent rocks through the teleporter, but when they came out, they were all hot and covered in black stuff. And I guess Tucker is scared of a little black stuff. So Church threatens Tucker's life. He threatens to kill him. And he's like, "Either way, I win," which I'm like, great. And then Tucker goes through the teleporter. And again, another one of my favorite moments. It's this like 5-6 second silence of Tucker and Caboose, or Church and Caboose looking out at the teleporter, and they're just like, "Huh, he didn't come out the other side."
I've decided I'm not going to use the teleporter.
Yeah,
That delivery is so great.
yes, I love it. And
I especially loved Tucker's line before he went through the portal where he's like, "For the record, rocks aren't people."
duly noted. Yeah, cut back to Red Base at the end of the episode, and they're like, "Hey, I heard shots fired," and then Griff sees the newbie who has the flag. Great episode, in my opinion. Great episode.
Church catches up to who he believes is Sarge, which is actually just Donut. Donut is just impossibly incensed. He's so insulted because he bought that flag fair and square somehow, even though he didn't pay any money. And around the time of them talking, as Brendan pointed out, Tucker had gone through the teleporter 1, 2, and he went through the teleporter and he didn't come out. And then in the middle of the conversation, you just hear 3, and Tucker comes barreling out of the teleporter, and now he's covered in black something.
In my episode 6 notes, it says, "I understand monster fuckers. We are one and the same, but I want to know how monster fuckers feel about Halo armor."
I don't even know what that means.
What is
Yeah,
that?
what is happening? Is this a new podcast?
I have questions.
Did we just pivot?
It's October. We gotta get spooky.
So yeah, then Tucker goes, the teleporter sent me back in time.
Yeah, so Tucker comes so he says, "Freeze, Sarge," and Donut of course says, "I'm not a sergeant, I'm just a rookie. I'm just a private." And Tucker is shocked because he's like, "Oh my god, the Sarge is just a private. I must have gone back in time." And he starts explaining to both of them. He's like, "You're not going to believe this, but you become a sergeant." He explains the whole thing. And there's this beautiful pause. And then Church just goes, "Tucker, what the fuck are you blabbering about?"
Oh, I quote that all the time. I say that all the time to my friends.
Even though Church has already clocked that Tucker is being a fucking moron, he still is just so, like, his brain is so stun locked. But of course, we find out that they realize that Donut, he's just Donut. And about that time, well, at least just Griff and Simmons come riding over the hill in a Warthog with Warthog music, which
Oh, the iconic. Yeah.
the original Warthog music was captured by them going to a Taco Cabana
That's
and
amazing.
recording the music that was just playing at Taco Cabana.
I do love that when the Jeep comes barreling in, Tucker's like, "The Jeep must have followed me back in time."
It's like one of those sly comments.
It's incredible.
That happen, and those things, that's always the jokes that make me laugh the most, are just the ones that just, and Red vs. Blue does it a lot, are the ones that just slyly slip in, because they're like, all this chaos, and you just hear Tucker go, "The Jeep must have followed me back in time." And I'm like,
The most logical answer.
Packy, so it sounds like the Blues are in a pretty sticky situation. If only something would come to their rescue.
Oh man, we finally find out. No, actually, we don't find out quite yet that you can pick up chicks in a tank, but we're getting there. We're getting there because we finally get to meet Sheila, the tank's artificial intelligence program. That Yomeri Cruz did the voice for her. Nailed it. Sheila just became probably one of my. I think am I just gonna say everybody's my favorite?
Yes.
But my God,
That's fair.
Sheila's like her delivery on Sheila is just. It's just perfect, and I think it's like one of the few that like is really captured that well from the start.
For sure.
But we finally get to Caboose finds his way into the tank.
Yeah.
And and we get to experience his run through of the whole tutorial of how to operate the tank and discovering that there are 6 pedals but only 4 directions. Probably one of my favorite lines.
And a payoff to the earlier thing where they were like, well, why would they send us a tank that nobody knows how to drive? That's so stupid. Not realizing the tank had a feature that taught you how to drive the tank because nobody tried to get in it.
Yep.
But again, it's still an oversight of why would anyone get into a tank that they didn't know how to drive.
Right. Well, who the fuck is running this army anyway? But yeah, so we get to watch him just hilariously go through this tutorial program and come up on, if I recall correctly, this episode ends with Caboose driving the tank up behind Griff and Simmons and startling them into...
I'm looking right now.
That sounds accurate.
Yeah, isn't one of them like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's the, what in God's name is that? That's another thing I quote all the time.
Yeah.
For this episode, I really enjoyed meeting Sheila, if only because what is with men falling in love with big women?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a trope we see all through media, and this man really fell in love with this big woman.
That is a trope. What the
honestly,
hell? You're right.
Sheila, she's a bombshell.
I never noticed that trend.
Whoa.
Literally.
It's, hey, everybody, our first joke of the podcast, bombshell. Boy, I thought I was going to get a better reaction than that.
That's the only joke we've made today. We haven't made any other jokes.
Clap.
So Chucker. So Church and Tucker. So
did you just ship them together?
So I just wrote some fanfic. So Church and Tucker are stuck behind the rock. It is being lambasted by machine gun fire. A tank rolls up, starts blowing it away. They start to surrender. They blow the Caboose blows up the Warthog. Hammer. What happens after that? Caboose celebrates his victory, right?
Yes, he does so by seemingly killing Church with the tank. And team killing him.
Murder.
I feel like y'all glazed over so much of the details in this. Like,
no glazing. I refuse to glaze any of you.
Well, Brendan, please jump in.
Oh man, you guys just missed so much. Like, I mean, the entire okay, so there's so many jokes here. Especially season 1 of Red vs. Blue is baked into Halo Combat Evolved, right? Like, they used to kind of advertise that Red vs. Blue is you and your buddies playing Halo and asking general questions. Like, Church goes, man, isn't that Jeep ever going to run out of bullets? And it just doesn't. It has infinite ammo, which it to this day still does in the games.
Right.
And then, yeah, the tank, Sheila pulls up behind him, and then you get that amazing quote, what in God's name is that thing?
A big, beautiful woman.
And then we also get the running joke of go on 3 or after 3. And it goes on 3. It's always faster to go on 3. And then you have Griff turn around and run, and that's where you get kind of the name of the company, you backstabbing cockbite.
Yeah.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
When Caboose shoots the Warthog, there's also
I love that, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for anyone that didn't know that's listening, cockbite, Rooster Teeth, they're the same thing. The 4 men just didn't want people to send money to a company called Cockbite, so that's why it's Rooster Teeth.
Which they remedied by starting a podcast called The Drunk Tank.
Exactly.
I think Rooster Teeth's a good name. I like the name, to be honest.
I do. Every time they say a name is stupid, I'm like, all right, I kind of like it.
Yeah, it has a good ring to it.
Yeah.
Except the worst name they ever came up with was Sports Ball.
Yeah, that's a terrible
My man Tyler Coe deserves better.
He does, and I know he didn't come up with that name because that's a sports guy. Boy, way to really not make any sports fan want to watch a show.
I mean, that was after they'd already sold. We can blame that on corporations.
That's true.
We can, and we will review Sports Ball one day. At least some of us. for a
Who are you expecting to not do that?
dude. I'll
Who
do
are
it.
you
Fine.
expecting
I
to
will-
not want to be part of sports?
Me?
Oh, I thought you said who was expecting to do it.
I don't
just
want to do
figured
it.
Nobody. It's a very hard thing to go back and watch because it was all so current, and then they put Mia Khalifa on.
Said Mia Khalifa's on it. I take it back. I do indeed want to watch that. I think we should start Red versus Blue right now. As a matter of fact,
What's wrong with Mia Khalifa being on that?
Oh,
show?
there's no
It's
problem at all.
sports
No
movie.
problem at all. No.
Brendan sounds like he's about to take after Sheila and start firing his main cannon.
Stop staring at my treads, buddy.
I was like one of the rare people who found out in reverse. I was like, oh wow, she really cares a lot about Florida State football. Like, where did she what's her background? And then it's like,
Oh, great heavens.
Oh no.
But back to Red versus Blue. Yeah, we get the entire like Jeep segment of them, running back and the backstabbing cockbite and all of that. The Sheila obviously blows the freaking Jeep up, and then this leads to and I know you guys already kind of touched on it. Church dying. That's that
Huge.
starts the plot. That starts the main point of the series. Is Caboose accidentally team killing Church, which obviously, if you've seen the show, literally starts the entire future of Red versus Blue. It all pinpoints to Caboose killing Church, and I just wanted to highlight that because
Well, it's hard because you don't want to spoil anything for Ray, but it is so important because it's the first like canon event. Basically, he doesn't show up in the next episode because he's dead. Right? What was your? I mean, were you surprised that Church died? I mean, I know you're not totally in yet, but like, what was your thinking?
I watched that man die and said, haha, it's a video game, he'll be back.
Fair. Yeah.
Mechanically, yes. That's
Like, my only note for this point in what we're watching is Church and Tucker is my ideal relationship dynamic.
I mean, respawns are a thing, right?
Yeah, so Chucker is now my new favorite ship. I love Yowie.
I enjoyed that this was the origin of what I feel is like one of my favorite things that I quote from the show, the herd, bleh. Just the death noise. I have always fucking loved that.
Yeah, the death sounds are lovely.
Bernie already talked about how he recorded everyone's death so he could easily write them out of Red versus Blue if there was ever a scandal, which he said is a joke, but I mean, half of a joke.
Sorry, can we go back to Church and Tucker dating? I think they're in Kismesis.
Which is really interesting because I think you're gonna fall in love with another Church relationship later on.
Church dates somebody and it's not me?
You're in for a treat.
You're in for a treat.
So
Wait, isn't there like a super badass character that's like a mercenary or something?
We can't spoil anything.
And then it turns out being
no,
spoil
you watched
anything.
the wrong show. No, that's a different
that-
show. That's Ruby.
You're thinking of Daredevil.
No, Stranger Hood
You're thinking of Blue versus Red.
versus Red. Yeah, so they kill Church, and then
peace to a
they
baddie.
the Reds run back to Red Base, and Griff is like, big tank, woo. And Simmons calls him fat, basically, which I was like, all right, that's cool. And then the tank chases them all the way back to Red Base.
Sarge arrives.
He says he's coming back from command, but yeah, he shows up in a Pelican and just drops bombs on Sheila.
It's also interesting, this final episode 9 after Church, also has a few little effects in it that you just might not notice. One of them being that when they try to portray that the Pelicans are flying over Griffin Simmons, they use some sort of just slightly like layered opacity, like a black layered thing to go over them, which is something I never noticed as a kid. I thought it was done in game, but that was definitely done in post.
Oh, that's
And then it was
interesting.
also the bombs that go after Sheila, I'm pretty sure those are the rockets that they must have just cut out the actual like rocket going there. Obviously, it's just like explosions going towards the tank.
Well, and we didn't talk about it yet, but they also had to do workarounds for Simmons and Griff in the Warhog because they couldn't both ride in it because of the color limitations and stuff. So they had to like shoot around it.
Apparently, back when that happened, it was a big deal. A lot of people were like, how in the world did they do that?
Yeah.
And basically all they did, as far as I know, is they just had a standstill shot and then had half the screen be one clip and the other half be the other. It was also the only time they did that. Apparently after this, they would just use Simmons and Sarge and just do quick shots of them so they were both red and you just wouldn't notice.
So the bombs are dropping, and we have a casualty.
My baby girl, Sheila, who is not actually a baby nor a girl. I love her so bad, and they did her so dirty. And then she's just dead. Sheila, my baby girl of all time, my new Blorbo. My Tumblr blog will be exclusively Sheila content from now on.
It will only be 20 years too late.
Can I point out real quick that Rhea's professed love for Church and Sheila, I think Ray might actually be our caboose.
Yeah,
That's
wait a minute.
true.
Yeah, wait a minute. That's right. Yeah.
True.
Caboose is one of the blue ones.
Yes, the blue
Ray's
baby.
like, I'm Church, which is such a caboose thing to say. That's exactly what caboose would say. Can you?
Because Church and Tucker is my ideal relationship dynamic.
Chucker?
So if I could be one half of Chucker, I'd be happy.
As
If anybody's written Chucker fan fiction, it's Caboose. Come on.
But my baby girl asks if she's gonna dream, and says that she's scared. And then she starts singing Daisy Bell. And I, as a Hal lover, as a lover of horrible old movies that aren't that horrible but could have been better.
say you're gonna piss a lot of people off.
No, you want to know the joke? The joke is I've never seen the movie.
Oh my god. Okay.
But as a lover of Hal 9000, especially when he appeared in the Homestuck comic series, that made me giggle a little bit just to hear Daisy Bell. And I know those men did not get the rights. I know they did not get the rights.
It's actually even a reference to IBM in the 60s, or in 61, where they had the first ever computer that could talk, but they had the computer sing Daisy Bell.
I know, it's kind of cute.
So it's actually a reference within a reference.
Says the guy born before 9/11.
It was a cute little video. I've seen it. It's weirdly wholesome.
Oh man. So that is Red vs. Blue episode 1 through 9. If you
First half of season one.
first half of season 1, if you're an enterprising individual like the other people on this podcast, then you would probably be here before we've moved on to the next episode. So feel free to jump in. We try to review about 30 minutes of content at a time. So it'd be really cool if you watch about 30 minutes of Red versus Blue, jump back in with us, and we'll talk about it. You know, kind of debrief. I know for certain I have tried to show Rooster Teeth to a lot of people who ended up not liking it. And then I wanted to talk to them about it, and it didn't work out very well because they didn't like it.
And then we forced one of them to be on the
we forced
podcast.
them to be on the podcast, exactly.
Wait,
then-
who's that? Who?
I think it's Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hammer seems like he hates machinimas.
And then Ray's going to make us watch Ruby.
To be so for real, I was an achievement hunter kiddo. I remember when Funhouse launched. I was a Funhouse kiddo for a while. I was a Rooster Teeth main channel fan. I loved some of the animations like Camp Camp, Ruby. And then Ruby had an entire plot point where something happened in season 3 and something happened to a character that I love, and I vowed off of her. My baby girl was not going to be done like that. And I abandoned Ruby.
So you can't spoil it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I want it to be fresh.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
I just like teasing it.
So it's
called
okay.
edging.
Jesus Christ.
That's for true.
Monster fucking and edging. Solid.
People get paid good
That's
money
what
for
this
that.
is about.
I've been paid money for that.
So yeah, as you can tell, we are people who probably like the same kind of stuff you do. So if you want to watch along with us, next episodes, just watch about 30 minutes of Red versus Blue content, and then you will be caught up with us. And then we'll probably mix up the shows a little bit. We'll talk about it at a later date. It was fun going down this memory lane on a show that was shot exclusively on the original Xbox console in Halo 1 with all of its glory that apparently is being re-glorified. If
Yes.
my loose understanding of the news makes sense. I've stayed completely out of the announcement from Microsoft today. Can someone explain to me, because I was told we're getting a Halo 3 remake, and all I know is that that's not true.
That is not true.
Been cool if
Yes.
it was.
It's a remake of the first Halo game in Unreal Engine. It's called Halo Campaign Evolved.
Okay.
But it's releasing on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation.
That's startling. I wish you could see how I grabbed my chest. So Ray, you're kind of with me in this, in that Ray either has heard the news or doesn't care about the news because you didn't play Halo, or you're not a Halo person.
The reason I became an Achievement Hunter fan is because I grew up watching men play video games in my basement.
Sure.
So I never got to actually play the game. So Achievement Hunter really just came naturally to me.
My first thought is they already kind of remastered Halo 1 like a decade ago.
Well, this is like a remake.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's the same game.
Is it, like Ray said, is it the same game? Are we getting anything new?
Okay, so I do have a list of things here. It's 2-player split screen, up to 4-player online, which I believe is different from the original.
Mm-hmm.
There are redone voice lines by original cast members. They are adding sprinting.
Oh, that's interesting.
They're adding some new weapons like the BR and energy sword.
Wait, the energy sword isn't a classic Halo weapon?
No.
It's in the game as like an enemy weapon, but you can't use it.
What the hell?
It makes sense you would think that. Yeah.
The Warthog will now seat up to 4 people.
Well,
interesting.
Yeah, it's like the 4th seat is like on the bumper or something in the back. They're just kind of popping a squat behind the gunner.
It's pretty cool, honestly.
Does it look okay? In my head, I don't like it. All right.
I want somebody Bronco busting the cannon.
Wait, since we're chatting, I want to make sure. What did you say about online being different? It was up to how many players?
Up to 4, which I believe it was only 2 previously. And then the last one I have is multiple new missions that take place before the main story.
So wait, doesn't it take place right after Reach?
Yeah, everyone's kind of confused.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to be like Captain Keyes?
You're going to be Master Chief and Sergeant Johnson.
That's mind-boggling. That's a bombshell, guys. I don't even know how to...
Like Sheila.
I guess it could be cool.
And like that entire... So this is like back what I was originally going to say is like... I should explain that I'm very excited for the remake. Though really, really, really disappointed there's no multiplayer. Feels like a huge, huge misstep. The fact they're putting it on PlayStation, and I think we all knew that this was happening sooner or later. There is not a single exclusive left on Xbox besides their golden boy Halo. And I mean, anybody that's been paying attention to video game based news knew 100% this was coming. But it's interesting because it signifies genuinely the end of the Xbox console, and whether they make a new one or not, there's quite literally zero reason to buy an Xbox at this point. Just get a PC or get a PlayStation, because in my opinion Halo was really the last one holding out, especially for me. The only reason I got an Xbox was to play Indiana Jones, which I did. I love that game, but that came out on PlayStation 6 months later, and is so I can play Halo Infinite. And it's looking like all future Halo games are going to be released on the PlayStation. Though, right now, you would only be able to play Halo 1. I don't know if they're going to bring Master Chief Collection to PlayStation or...
Without getting too controversial, Xbox 360 was such a solid console, and everything with Microsoft has felt like a steady downslide.
In my opinion, Xbox did not have to go down this road. They shot themselves in the foot with the Xbox One. I think they could have recovered. They just chose not to. Microsoft makes money no matter if you buy an Xbox or a PC. Either way, they're making money. It's just bad when PlayStation's about to have a monopoly, and because the Switch is its own entire kind of different thing than the PlayStation.
Nintendo has a monopoly.
But Nintendo, basically all their monopoly are just in-house games that they made to begin with, so it's just like their own properties.
I think they actually have a version of Monopoly on the eStore too.
Yeah.
So does Xbox.
Probably Uno as well.
This sucks. Anyways, but it's just interesting the fact that Xbox basically gave up.
A lot of the issues happening in gaming today is no one is ever happy. Like, my hot take, everyone is individualistic and we all have the things that we want for ourselves. But when it comes to gaming especially, we find these stories so personal and the experience with these games so personal, and we're really heading toward a renaissance, or are currently in a renaissance, regarding role-playing games or open world games or things that are more personal. And because we have gotten so personal in the gaming industry, it's becoming difficult to make everybody happy. And for every single person that says they want exclusives, there's another person saying, I don't want to have to buy your console. I don't want exclusives. So where do they split the difference? We see one company only doing exclusives basically and absolutely killing it, and one company trying to make everybody happy and not doing great, but everyone is mad at the company that only does exclusives because not everyone can play it. And everyone that has the Xbox, like, they can play whatever they want. And anyways,
I think
get a Steam account.
Ray, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, but that's the thing. I don't want to play on PC.
Yeah, 100%.
I have a PC. I don't like gaming on my PC. Xbox was like, hey guys, let's all be friends, and we'll all have the same games everywhere. And it's like, I love that in theory, but then why do you buy an Xbox over a PlayStation? And I don't care. I'm not in the Xbox PlayStation wars, but PlayStation's not going to fucking give Xbox Spider-Man. They would never give them Spider-Man.
It's not bad to be like, okay, if all games were available on all different platforms, that's good. But the issue is, I don't want PlayStation to have a monopoly, basically being the only console on the market. No, and that's where my issue lies with Microsoft laying down and dying. I get that people are like, well, now we can play the games on any console. Yeah, that's good until PlayStation goes, hey, guess what? We're $1,000 now.
It feels so lazy, and that is what's going to happen if PlayStation doesn't feel like they have to compete. And I don't know how any company comes out with a console to compete with a PlayStation in 2025.
And I understand, like, as an individual, it feels like you're powerless. But if we don't want these things to happen, how are we making sure it doesn't happen? How are we organizing? How are we talking to other fans? How are we saying don't engage with it? Because the only thing these companies are going to pay attention to is if we stop giving them money for it.
The problem,
but we keep giving them money and accepting the subpar quality.
Well, the issue is Xbox got less money, and Xbox didn't care. Xbox said, that's okay, you don't have to give us money. Go buy a PC. That gives us money,
Ray,
too.
I was going to say, Ray, I mean, you make an excellent point for, like, 99% of things. But Xbox, like, I'm giving them the money. Like, use it. And they're like, nah, it's fine. And I'm like, please, just... Yeah,
dude, they're the dog inside the flaming house. And they're just like, this is fine. This is cool.
Yeah,
I'm cool with it.
I'm like, guys, like, and again, I do not care about the console wars. I don't. But like Brendan said, competition breeds advancement. Packy, what are you thinking?
Oh, in my long life...
The elder of the group.
Packy, wake up.
There's just always been console competition, right? Like,
Packy's talking about it like it's Vietnam. He's like
there's flashbacks, man. You have no idea what I've been through.
War never changes.
Bro, some PTSD.
Packy's been listening to us talk with his eyes broken wide open like SpongeBob, and he's just taking this all.
I've been on the floor in the fetal position for the last 40 minutes now, so thanks for that.
Packy's like, you're gonna have to pry this Duke from my cold dead hands.
No, man, I was born into the era of like the Nintendo Entertainment System, right? And like that's what my family had. And growing up, like it became originally it was like Nintendo versus Sega. That was like the big competition. Say, I had a Sega. One always drove the other in the market, and it always seems like there should be that because as it went on, then PlayStation threw their hat in the ring, and then Sega eventually bowed out because they couldn't take it anymore. They just wanted to focus on purely games, which, by the way, not a big fan of how they handled the Dreamcast because I have always loved that console. I don't know what it is. That's been my jam, and I was very sad that was the last one that they did and that they didn't actually invest enough into it.
We've lost a lot of that.
But even still, they bowed out. They went purely video games. Sure, that's fine. That's still left at that time. I think that's when Microsoft jumped in. Nintendo was still doing their thing. And of course, Sony was doing their thing. And we had these consoles that were all more or less driving the market and influencing each other, but they all had their exclusives and everything. And that was really important. I guess that's still the battle to this day, but then it's diminished now to the point where it may just, like Brendan said, if Xbox is tapping out, then it's just going to be Sony versus Nintendo, which is, I could still see a world where they could drive the market against each other, but Nintendo's only just recently catching up to this whole, wow, our games can be in 60 FPS. They can actually play in 4K. It's like they've always been behind the curve because they've always focused on these like features over, functionality and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it just, I guess I'm in that same boat where I'm just kind of worried about the idea of one company really driving the whole market. And I hope that's not the future we're headed into.
For sure. I mean, there's a lot of, like Brendan and Hammer, like in a making fun of you guys for being young way, which is just us being lamenting we're old. Like, you guys have missed a lot of the big competitions. I mean, there was a huge movement. I mean, Packy, you definitely remember. Ray, you may remember some of it, but like, Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah.
You know, like it was, there was a whole bunch of like, I mean, even Coke, Pepsi. It was a huge, like, everybody had a rival, and it felt like everyone was trying to one up each other. There was the Pepsi challenge in like the early 2000s where it's like, oh, we blindfolded all these people. They drank these 2 sodas and they all preferred Pepsi. And it was a scandal, not even a scandal, but like, it was a huge deal. And we just don't have, everybody's just laying down. It just feels like nobody's like trying.
What's really interesting about that too is that I think the landscape really changed when they introduced, the internet and the idea of gaming together over the internet and playing multiplayer, because then all these games started coming out. I mean, because at a certain point, like, for example, Nintendo and Sega, I don't think this happened very often, but they both released their own exclusive version of the Aladdin game. They were 2 very different games. Nowadays, what they're doing is they're releasing the same game, the exact same game, so people are playing one on Xbox, people are playing one on PlayStation, and they can't play together. So the idea of crossplay started being introduced. And I think that's kind of driving people to just kind of accepting the fact that, oh, well, why can't all these games just be on every console? Then we can all just play together.
I'm surprised that we haven't brought up the impact of the indie community on literally just everything in the economy.
Very true.
Everything that we're talking about. Yeah. Like, the power back in the 2000s when Xbox was a powerhouse, back when PlayStation actually mattered to anybody. Yeah. And I think that the introduction of like the Apple App Store really was revolutionary for gaming, which, like, we don't need to get into the intricacies of the Apple App Store. But like, first we had the Apple App Store and everything was so strict. And when we got the Google Play Store, like, anybody could do whatever they wanted. And Samsung phones, there's these giant USB-C, like, flash drive things that we can play with constantly. And the access that we have to technology now versus what we used to have, and them being so accessible, and games like Stardew Valley and Undertale, and even like, I think it's called Cozy Tiny Bookshop, which is just like, go open a bookshop and have fun. Like, the fact that these big brands that used to mean something are laying down and dying, to me, is indicative of not the death of something, but the birth of a larger economy that is more individually driven.
I mean, that's definitely the hope. So this has been Flying the Coop, episode 1. We are so excited to bring content to people who are looking for this kind of thing. And if you're still listening at this point, it seems like you'd be one of those people. Or you're really bored and are doing laundry in the background, or cleaning your room.
To be real, I'm just kind of more excited that I go buy groceries now that we're finishing up.
Exactly.
Speaking of buying groceries, you can, however you find a way to interact with us, be sure to tell us what you think of the Red versus Blue episodes, and definitely make fun of us for talking about cows and steak instead of milk and getting the lines wrong on this thing that I'm supposedly a fan
Also,
of.
lie to us and tell us that you would buy merch, because then we'll put out merch. This is Flying the Coop podcast with the amazing cast of Brendan, Hammer, Packy, Ray, and that guy Floppy, who has the dumbest name of the group. Thank you so much for watching.
Federal Dick Repair.
Okay. All right. Bye, everyone. Please come back.